Hello, I'm Kimberly, and welcome to the weekend edition of the Native News Update. It's Friday, January 23rd. Many of the stories you hear here can be found at IndianCountryTV.com. And here's the news for the day from the Associated Press and other Native news sources. U.S. Senator Heidi Heitkamp reintroduced a bill to address problems faced by Native American children. The bill, which has 22 supporters, would create a national commission on Native American children. The commission would conduct an intensive study into issues facing Native American children, including poverty, child abuse, substance abuse, and crime. The proposed commission would address how to better use existing resources, increase coordination between existing programs, and find stronger private sector partnerships. Nearly 2 decades after the ancient skeleton called Kennewick Man was discovered on the banks of the Columbia River, the mystery of his origins appears to be nearing resolution. Genetic analysis is still underway in Denmark, but documents obtained through the Federal Freedom of Information Act say preliminary results point to Native American heritage. The researchers performing the DNA analysis feel that Kennewick has normal standard Native American genetics, according to a 2013 email to the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, which is responsible for the care and management of the bones. At present, there is no indication he has a different origin than North American Native American. If the conclusion holds up, it would be a dramatic end to a debate that polarized the field of anthropology and set off a legal battle between scientists who sought to study the 9,500-year-old skeleton and Northwest tribes that sought to rebury it as an honored ancestor. A group of United Homa Nation tribal members and environmental advocates gathered to discuss a threat that looms large every day for the Louisiana tribe. The group came together on the tribal lands that are quickly disappearing into the Gulf of Mexico, taking not only the ground beneath their feet, but generations of culture and their traditional way of life. The United Homa Nation and other Native American communities in the Bayou region of southern Louisiana are fighting a daily battle against the rising seawaters and disappearing land. A natural process which has been expedited over the last century by the dredging of tens of thousands of miles of wetlands for pipelines and navigation canals by oil and gas companies dating back to the 1930s. For more information, you can check out Kira Lerner's story on climate progress at thinkprogress.com/climate and search for These Native American Tribes Are Fighting to Stop Their Land from Literally Disappearing. An investigation is underway to find those responsible for vandalism last month to the Jordan Cave at the archaeological site in Sedona, Arizona. The cave is estimated to be about 800 years old and was once a dwelling for Native Americans who still consider the site a sacred place. The area is not open to the public but was disturbed when rocks in the dwelling were tossed over a nearby embankment. The department released a photograph of 3 persons of interest who may have information about the vandalism. The public is being asked to help identify the individuals or share any additional information. Even just moving rocks around the surface within the site, even if they don't leave the site, still destroys the information, said Travis Bone, archaeologist with the U.S. Forest Service at the Red Rock Ranger District. The president of the National Congress of American Indians said January 22nd that the federal government has a duty to honor its agreements with tribal nations as they strive to improve across a broad range of areas. Brian Cladusby said in the 13th Annual State of Indian Nations address that Indian country is doing better than it ever has been, but there is still a need for improvements and for updating of tribal-federal relations. Tribal nations accepted less land in exchange for 3 basic promises from the federal government, Cladusby said. The right to govern themselves, the right for tribal governments to deliver essential services, and the right to manage their lands and resources in their best interests. The speech delivered every year after the State of the Union address touched on everything from technology to taxes to the name of the Washington Redskins. The wide-range 45-minute speech called for improvement in areas like government-to-government policies, as well as the way Native people are seen by others. And that's another roundup of news from Indian Country on this edition of the Native News Update. I'd like to thank you for joining me and have a grand day.